Welcome to Diamond Dog Training. I'm Joyce and this is Nicky, and this is our friend who helps us when we want to demonstrate a couple things and don't feel comfortable doing it with Nicky. Nicky in this episode is wearing a harness. She's wearing a collar. Why? Because I want to talk about the importance of your hands. Whether you have a puppy, whether you have a rescue dog like Nicky. This is Nicky's fourth home. And when I first got Nicky, she wasn't going to sit with me like this. And she isn't going to allow me to hug her, as you've seen in some of the previous episodes. She was afraid of my hands. If you have a puppy, one thing that you want to do is you want to help them to know that hands are good. How do you do that? By never using your hands to do anything aggressive. So I brought my friend here so that you know what I mean. I would never grab a hold of him by the collar and pull him. I wouldn't hold him by the collar. I wouldn't reach for him and grab him by the nose or stick my fingers in his mouth or roll him over on his back or pin him to the ground or all the many things that you've been told. Because let's face it, dogs don't have hands. And if you want your dog to love you and to feel comfortable with you hugging them, with you petting them, with you leaning over them, then what you have to do is not use your hands for aggression. Because aggression begets aggression. Okay, good girl. If I come up to your dog or your puppy and it's mouthy and it grabs my hand in its mouth and you grab its nose, then a normal behavior for a dog is mouthing, especially when they're young. There are many dogs who use their mouth. They use their mouth to explore, as if a child explores with their hands. A dog explores with their mouth. They put their mouth on your hand or on your clothing. So how do you react to that? Well, first of all, you don't use aggression back to them. You don't grab them by the nose. If somebody tells you to grab them by the collar and hold them, yeah, you can subdue them that way. But boy, what are they thinking? Here's this hand hurting them. And the next time that a hand comes near them, maybe not yours, but someone else's, aren't they going to believe that you're going to hold onto them by the collar and jerk them? Get away from the aggression. Get away from the force. There is no reason to use force. Use our brains. Don't use our brawn. Remember, a relationship is based on trust and mutual respect. That's what I live by. And if my dogs can't trust me, they're not going to allow me to do anything with them. How do you help your dog? With Nicky, I use lots of food, tons and tons of food. She loves chicken, so I used a lot of chicken. And I would take a treat, okay, and feed her. In the beginning, when I went to feed her and touch her, she wasn't going to let me. She wouldn't even take the chicken. We worked a lot on that. You have a puppy, if it came from a breeder, you have a puppy with a good beginning so that your puppy hopefully has been handled and petted and cuddled so that they think that hands are good. If you have a rescue dog, then you start at the beginning. You teach them that every time you touch them, every time you're handling them, you feed them. Build trust. She's actually got 2 leashes on here. For a long time, Nicky actually wore a leash all the time. She could get a little further away from me and then come back to me and I could reward her, but she couldn't run away. What I practiced with her was feeding her and taking a leash off, and feeding her and putting a leash on. Girl, stay with me. Taking the leash off and putting the leash on. Okay, good. Taking a collar off, knowing that the harness was on her and I still had a treat. And taking the harness off and feeding. So what Nicky had learned was that handling her was fun. Just sitting and being petted, everything meant food. Hopefully this has helped you a little bit on this episode. Just never use your hands to hit your dog, to hold them, to scruff them, to put your hands on their muzzle, on their nose. Use your hands for good things, and your dog will respect you and you and your dog will have a much better relationship. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell. Bye from Nikki and Joyce at Diamond Dog Training. Bye-bye. You're wonderful. You know that, don't you? I love you so much. I do love you so much. You say, do you? It's so beautiful.